Hey everyone, it's the end of July and just a few days away from the 4th of July, the big 250th 4th of July. Now, if you're like me, you probably got a lot of sales for 4th of July, but what should we be designing for after the 4th of July? What kind of sales are we going to look for now that 4th of July will be in the past in the next week or so? So that's what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to use flying research and do some research with you and show you how to do that. And then I'm going to share with you 5 topics that I think are going to do really, really well in the next couple months that you should be designing for, that I'm going to be designing for too. So let's get into flying research right now and just do some research for the next couple months. All right, here I am on flying research. This is the tool that I use now to do research for Amazon. It's great. It's a powerhouse. It has so many things. I'm not going to be able to touch on everything, but I'll show you some of the things that I use that are baked into here that you can use for researching for the next big thing. But first, let me show you something. Bestsellers. So this is just showing all the bestsellers for all marketplaces. We can do US right here. The product is t-shirt. We're going to go by lowest BSR. If you don't know what that is, that's the bestseller rank. The lower the BSR, the better it's selling. So I'm just going to hit search here. And so this is going to rank them. And you'll notice something now that we're at the end of June, almost to the 4th of July. The top sellers is just dominated by 250 American. Like, I can go on, I can just scroll on and they're all America, 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 US, like, right? So, I mean, we got a lot of sales for this, and this is all of these right here are not going to be here next week, right? Like after the 4th of July, this isn't going to be popular anymore. 250 years, that's done. America, well, they may buy it, but I think it's going to go lower and lower, right? This is more generic, this one right here, but the 250 years one, anything with that, that's totally gone after next week. So what should we be selling? Now that we've made our sales on this and it's going to be over, what should we be designing for next year or for the next months, right? For not next year, but next month, like after this next week is over. So there's a couple of things that you can do here. So first, I want to show you something that's baked in here. We're still in this, but we can go to advanced options. So we can actually look what sold last year at the time after 4th of July. So we can go here. Right now it's doing the current date, but we can go back in time. We can either type it in or click this calendar, and we can go back to, let's see, July. And let's give us a week after the 4th of July. So we'll do the 11th. And so let's give us a month. Actually, well, let's give us 2 months till September. August 11th would be 1 month. Let's do the next 2 months, 11th. There we go. I'm going to hit search. Okay, so these are the best sellers for this date range. Of course, people have had 250 years for a year now. That's why these are doing so well. But K-pop Demon Hunters were really popular last year. You can see 1976, patriotism. Let's see some other ones here. Fishing, right? Fishing's always good. Deutschland, so travel, reading books, great. And it's outdoors. Bigfoot's always good. Baseball, big. And so on. So you can kind of get an idea of what sold last year. That's a good one. I would also do that with your own things. So you can go, whatever you use, figure out what sold for you in July of last year. That's also a good indication. We also have, let's go to this thing right here, seller trends. So they have this baked in. Of course, again, the top ones are America, USA, 4th of July stuff. But we can also see advanced options to this. We can see newcomers. So the newcomers probably won't be US because they know that it's less than a week now. So let's take a look. All right, so these are newcomers, and you can see almost none of them are USA 4th of July stuff. So let's take a look at it. We got Daytona, we got Cousins Crew, kind of island travel, Santa Claus, right? So Texas, some other countries, Bosnia, we got music here, dogs, so all over a very big range. So outdoors. So how else can we know what's doing well? So I'm going to use this right here, the seller trends. We'll go back to the best sellers, and I'm just going to start putting in some topics. And these are going to be my 5 topics that I think are going to do really, really well in the next couple months in the summertime. So first one here, I think, is travel. So we saw a lot of those travel ones from last year. In fact, I should turn off my the date range. So I'm going to reset this options and then do travel here. There we go. And then hit search. So all marketplaces, no. United States, t-shirts, BSR, full date range. Okay, now let's do it. Travel right here. So we're going to see what I'm looking for is things that have 200,000 BSR and lower, and not USA because that's already done. So we're seeing a lot of country stuff, probably for World Cup, another country stuff for travel. We have kind of Italian looking travel stuff that's doing well. We got a lot of country stuff because of the World Cup. So you can't necessarily do soccer and country stuff, but there's a lot of country stuff just because of a lot of pride of being in the World Cup. So I bet all these flags represent those that are in the World Cup. Colombia's in the World Cup, no surprise. Germany and all of these other ones. So, but there's still some other ones that are good on travel, like this right here. You can see doing really, really well. So my suggestion would be to do some travel stuff, vacation stuff. Cruise also counts as that. Let's see how well cruise does on here. I'm going to do the same thing. Hit cruise. Now you don't want to copy these things. What I'm looking for is, are people buying these kinds of things? And then you can come up with something original around the topic cruise. But you can see booze cruise, we'll take that out. That's USA. But we have I guess that's on a cruise. There's a family cruise trip. You can see under 200,000. People are buying. That's what this is showing. The BSR is showing that people are still buying these, even though, you know, there was a lot of influx for the American 4th of July t-shirts. Even with that, people are buying these. And then once that's done, I think people are going to buy even more of these. Christmas in July cruises, cruise, right? You can see around 100 to 200,000, which means that they are selling. So that's my number 1 pick, I think, is travel, which includes different countries, traveling to different countries, cruises, going on vacation, and all those kinds of things. So put that as number 1. Number 2 is kind of a surprise to me, although it is popular. I think it's even more popular right now, and that is fishing. And I see a lot of fish things, so I'm going to show fish first. Which is short for fishing, so I think it will include some of the fishing stuff. Yeah, so we got sardines are really popular right now. We got fishing, of course, that's America, but even without the USA stuff, we got fish or this fishing one. Let's see, this one outdoor fishing, still a really good BSR here, and so on. So really good thing that I'm seeing with this, as well as on Etsy, I've been seeing a lot of sardines and trout and stuff with fish. So a lot of big one here. And the nice thing about this, see, this one is pretty new too, just fish in a row. Nice thing about this makes really good gifts for people who love fishing, dads, and so on. So this will help you get some sales in Q4 as well. So I would definitely put more emphasis on doing fishing or fish in general, like sardines and stuff like that, and trout. This is my pick number 2 for getting more sales after the 4th of July. My third pick is going to be sports in general, but there's a lot of sports that's happening right now, and will continue until the beginning of fall or end of summer. So of course we got the World Cup, and I said you can't do World Cup stuff, but you can see like Norway right here is doing really well because Norway is in the World Cup. Mexico, because Mexico is in the World Cup. So you can kind of get around that by not putting a soccer ball in it or soccer in it. I'm going to do soccer. I wouldn't say do this, but you can see how popular it is. These probably were in here before, because if you try and put any soccer thing right now during the World Cup, even if it's just a soccer ball and an American, like if you put this in right now, I'm sure this was done before. We can actually look. You can see this was published 2022. If it was published like this month, it wouldn't get through. But those other ones that we saw where it's just the country like this, it's probably okay. And this where it's hearts and just the country, no soccer ball, probably okay. So I would also say baseball is a good one. Again, you can't do baseball cities with baseball, but take a look at how people are doing this. Of course, a lot of US stuff that tied in the 4th of July, but this one, take me out to the ball game, not tied to USA. This one's just some colors. This one has the America stuff. Chicago, probably not a good one, but you get the idea. It's definitely getting some sales, right? So find ways where you're not kind of infringing on baseball and the city, but there's a lot of ways here. But again, sports overall and football, it will be coming up in the beginning of the fall. You always got fantasy football. So overall, sports, whoops, I spelled that wrong. It's not going to get a good result. Fantasy football, you can see not big numbers right now, but because I've been in this year over year, I know this is going to do well come football season and fall. So you can design these for now. It's not going to get some sales or get some traction till about August, September. But yeah, these typically do really, really well for when fantasy football begins. All right, the next big one, not surprising, number 4 is gaming. This is always good, and because we have games outside, these are games inside, and take a look at these BSRs, 17,000, that's super low. And this side quest gaming, also RPG stuff, also it doesn't have to be video game, just any gaming indoors. So video game and board game side quest stuff. Make sure not to do Dungeons and Dragons, that's not allowed. So stay away from that. But you can do 20-sided dice and those kinds of things, just not Dungeons and Dragons related. So and I would stay away from Minecraft like that. This one's obviously a Minecraft one, so be careful with that one. But old school stuff, video games and things, there's lots of good ways to do good gaming that people will buy. And again, these will make really good presents come Q4 too. So it's kind of a more evergreen one, this gaming one. And lastly is back to school. Now, it's not going to have some really low BSRs right now. We're going to take a look at it, like 200,000, not impressive like the travel one and the fishing and the sports. But again, like I've been doing this for a while, and I know the back to school thing is going to come up, come late August, early September, and going to get lots of sales. So now's the time to design for that, right? And you can see some of these kindergarten, graduate, and here we go again, and all that stuff will become very popular when we look at this next month. And look, when we go back to the bestsellers, what we're trying to do is figure out what will this look like. Right now it says America, but in a couple weeks, what will be here, right? And I believe that it's going to be some of those top 5 that I said. So it's either going to be travel or fishing or sports or gaming or back to school. One of those 5 things. So here's the top 5 again that I think you should be working on, that I'm going to be working on. It doesn't mean that all of these will be like this. This one is an anomaly where USA and 4th of July has taken over like the top 50 of all of them, right? It's usually 5 here and 5 there and 5 everywhere. So this has been a really, really good one for anybody that's made these. I'm sure these, like 200, are you kidding? 201 BSR. These are sub 1,000 BSRs, which means they're getting over 1,000. Look at this, what it says when I hover over this. Estimated sales over the last 30 days. Over 1,000 sales in the last 30 days. Like that one, and that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. All of these, like the first, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for those that say that print on demand is dead, really don't know what they're talking about. These are getting thousands and thousands of sales day. And some of these could be the same person. Like this person could be the same person that made this and this and this. So we don't know. But it's incredible what how many sales you can get. And print on demand is not dead. I hope that you can get some sales. That's the idea behind this video, is that after 4th of July, I hope you don't hit a drought and not get any sales because there won't be any 4th of July. I hope that you can capitalize on these next few topics so that you can ride that wave into the Q4 time where everything else sells too. So there you go. Those are my top 5 picks, and that's how you can do research using Flying Research. If you don't have Flying Research, I'll put a link in the description so you can get it. And if you want to learn how to do better design once you find out what topic to design for, that is where the shirt heads come in. I've partnered with Jay D'Souza to create the shirt heads on School, and it's a place where we talk about all about design and how to create better designs so that you can get more sales with POD. If you want to check it out, I'll put a link in the description for that as well. And if you want to see a video for that, I'll put a video right here that we've talked about the shirt head so you can learn more about that to make better designs. Thanks again for watching, and as always, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.